Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today for another one of my weekly WIP'n chats. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube. And of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a WIP'n chat, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat is where I chat to you about what's been going on in my little corner here in Canada. So feel free to pull out one of your projects and work alongside me, or treat this as a podcast, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so let's get into it because it is currently Sunday night. I actually don't even know the day. I don't know. Hold on. Let me check my phone. I know it's September. I know the month is September. It is Sunday, September 7th. There we go. Oh boy, I'm telling you, I am slowly losing my marbles, but it's okay. So, yeah, so I'm coming to you today on Sunday, September 7th, and I am actually working on this kit here. It's one of my smaller kits from Fallon Gems, and it is called My Weekend is All Booked. And as you can see, I'm sort of almost done it. I really only have 2 large sections left. And I just have been feeling motivated to finish it. So this is the canvas I'll be working on. In terms of my supplies, the pen that I'm using is this Halloween themed pen from Creations Moran. I can't remember, but I got it in one of their monthly boxes. I can't remember if this one was the Drills and Chills box or if this was the October box, but this was from last year, and it's just super cute. And then in terms of the trays, this kit is currently kitted up in the Creations Moran's diamond painting trays, so you'll just see me rotate through the trays throughout the video. And of course, the release papers are coming from Bee's Crafty Corner. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to be working through this section here. As you can see, it's very much almost done. I'm just sort of in more like the confetti of it, so it'll be a lot of single placing, but it's coming along really nicely. I do want to reference that I apologize if I sound a little funny. It's pretty late at night here. It is just after 8 p.m. and I've already put in my night retainer, and it just sort of makes my voice sound a little funny, and I will get into why I put it in so early, if you want to say, in a moment. So okay, yeah, all right, so how are you? What is new? I know for me here, it's been super busy. First of all, this past week I went back to work. It was back to school for me. I am a teacher here in Ontario, Canada, and so it was the first week back to classes, and I had a great first week. Definitely trying to get used to being back into the routine. I'm not gonna lie, I did, miss taking my afternoon naps that I got very used to taking this past summer. But other than that, like, the first week was really good. It was awesome seeing my coworkers. I mean, some of my coworkers are really good friends, so I saw them throughout the summer. And I got to meet my team. So I am a special education teacher, so I do run a team with 3 other educational assistants in my classroom. So I met my team, which I'm very fortunate that my team is, again, the same group that I had last year. And again, they're good friends of mine. So it was just really nice to get back to work. I just realized I forgot one of these colors. The Joys of Confetti. And then in terms of work-wise, there was a good transition back. And then in terms of outside of work, I'm trying to find a new routine so that you know, I don't feel like as soon as I get home from work, I just want to crawl into bed and sleep. Because I'm going to be honest, my job can be very emotionally, mentally, and sometimes physically challenging, especially if I got to go running after one of my kiddos. But no, it was awesome. A good first week back. Um, but outside of work, which is why we're here, we're not here to talk about work. But outside of work, I have been working on trying to get like a routine for myself back. So, because right now I'm on a 2 week hiatus from my dance classes until we come back from our break. So, not this week, but next week, my dance starts again. I'll be back to doing 3 hours a week. So, in the meantime, I've just been, you know, exploring some of my other hobbies that I have enjoyed just to keep me sort of physically active. So because the summer like swim session is sort of over, my summer swim pass, it's good until the middle of September. And because technically with how like the rec programs work, they're sort of in their fall session now. So the swim times for like the public swims have changed. And this week I went to one of the Wednesday swims at 7:30 at night, which to be honest, I was a little worried that I wouldn't be motivated to go. Just because normally, like last year with work, if I didn't have dance afterwards, like in the evening, then I would come home, shower, put on my pajamas, and then just be cozy. But I was surprised, like I really enjoyed going swimming Wednesday at 7:30. I got home at around, I think it was 8:30, because the community pool is pretty close to where I live. Well, at least the location that I go to is. But yeah, so I went swimming on Wednesday. I did my water running, which was so nice. I honestly just love doing water running. And of course, if you don't know what water running is, it's essentially treading water. Yeah, it's pretty much just treading water for like a long period of time. And they call it water running. I just realized I don't need this color. Okay. So for me personally, water running is just such a great way for me to just relax mentally. It's a lot gentler on my joints because I do deal with chronic joint pain. So yeah, it was just really nice after work to go. I plan to go again this coming Wednesday just because I did have a lot of fun. And it wasn't too busy, which I was really happy about because in the summer I was going to the early morning swimming sessions. So, I mean, it wasn't busy. So I was a little worried. I had wanted to go swimming this weekend for the 9 a.m. session, but to be honest, I couldn't get my butt out of bed this weekend, and I'll get into it shortly, but this weekend was really busy, actually. But anyway, so back to the work week. Wednesday, why is this not coming out? Ugh, there we go. So Wednesday, I went swimming. Thursday was really chill. Friday, what did I do Friday? Friday was really relaxed too. I ended up just reading my book and actually just watching TV, to be honest. I was watching Below Deck. I'm on season 6 now. And then Saturday is when things get wild. So first of all, on Friday, I went to bed at sort of at my normal time, which lately it seems like I've been going to bed between like 10:30. So I went to bed at my normal time, and then I woke up at around like 6, but I was like, oh, it's the weekend, like I don't actually have to get up this early. So, and plus like at the time I didn't have any plans for Saturday, so I was like, oh, I'll just have a lazy morning. So Saturday I went back to bed. I finally got out of bed. I think it was like 8:30, quarter to 9, but I was woken up because people above me, I'm in an apartment building, but they were like, I don't know, clearly they were having an argument or a fight because I could hear the door was slamming and then yelling. So that did wake me up. which it is what it is. It's life. So I ended up having like a slower Saturday morning. I did some diamond painting, which was pretty much just working on this canvas. And then I was like, okay, like, let me get ready because I need to run some errands. Because I didn't really have to do a crazy grocery this week. I really just needed some like fresh veggies. So I was like, okay, like I'll go do my vegetable run, but I wanted to go into Marshall's because I haven't been into a Marshall's in a while, and the Marshall's in my community is not at the mall. Like, it's a little out of the way. But I was like, I want to go to Marshall's because, one, I need a new garbage can for my bathroom, and two, I've been on the hunt for like a fall themed throw blanket for my couch because for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, but I'm a blanket girly. I love blankets. But I don't really do like pattern blankets because I like it where things are just sort of good for like all seasons. But then this past summer, I ended up purchasing a strawberry blanket, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is cute, but strawberries with my pumpkin decor doesn't really work. So I was like, I need to get a fall themed blanket. So I was like, I looked into Marshall's and Winners and I hadn't seen anything. So I was like, let me just go to Marshall's. Or sorry, HomeSense. HomeSense and Winners was where I went. But I didn't see anything. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Marshall's. And then from there, I do want to swing into IKEA because I need to look at lamps. And then on my way home, I will pick up my groceries. So I, got ready, and I ended up going over to Marshall's. Marshall's was a hot mess because, first of all, they must have clearly like just stocked the store because I found a blanket that I fell in love with, so that came home with me. I ended up finding a really cute garbage can for my bathroom in the kitchen section, and then my like house slippers. So I have like three different shoes that I wear in the house. So I have like my like rubber slides that I wear, and then I have like fuzzy slippers that are like open toe, and then I have like your traditional closed toe slippers. And for me personally, I don't like being barefoot. I don't really like my foot not being in something when I'm at home. So I'm always either in like my rubber slides, my fuzzy sandal slippers, or my like traditional slippers. And I very rarely like will wear socks, to be honest, when I'm at home. When I'm out in public, that's a different story. But like my fuzzy sandal slipper things were a tripping hazard. And plus like the sole of them were starting to come off. So Marshall's had a pair, they fit me. I was like, yes. So I got myself new slippers. And then I was like, okay, like I need to leave the store. Like there's just too many nice things. So I did look at the lamps in Marshall's, and they didn't have the type of lamp that I wanted because I had been seeing on like Instagram the donut lamp from IKEA. It's like this orange donut, and it gives off like this warm ambience glow. And when I had gone to IKEA this past summer with my brother and sister-in-law, they showed me the lamp, and at first I was like, I don't know where I'd put it. But then as I've been sort of working on designing or updating my living space, I realized that the donut lamp would look really good on like when I get like my new entertainment table for my TV, a TV stand, that's what it's called. So I had my heart set on the donut lamp, but I wanted to see if like Marshall's had a version of it that was like sort of cheaper, but they didn't have anything that I had liked. So I decided to drive myself from Marshall's to the IKEA. And when I was in IKEA, like I had already decided on my like the coffee table I wanted, because I think I mentioned my living situation did change over the summer, and my ex and I like we're no longer together, so furniture was exchanged and whatnot. And one of the things that I needed was a new couch, a TV stand, and a coffee table and an end table. So I had back in August gotten the couch, and then I was sort of like waiting to see like what I liked. This is the letter G. Okay. So I had decided on, I guess I should mention, I'm an IKEA girly. I really like the furniture there. So pretty much all my furniture is from IKEA. But anyway, that's just a side note. So I had like already seen this coffee table that I had really liked. But my issue was that, one, I don't really have any tools at my apartment. And two, for me, like, I don't have any family close by. I mean, there's my brother and sister-in-law. They're about like 35, 40 minutes from me. And then my parents are about an hour. So like, I need help getting furniture into my apartment, like carrying it. And I also need help building things because, again, like I said, I don't possess tools. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go into IKEA. I'm going to go and get my lamp. Possibly get the end table that I liked, because I knew like the end table, I'd be able to carry that myself. And I'll explain what it is in a moment. And I'll just have to leave the coffee table until, you know, I could coordinate with one of my family members to come and help me. So while I'm in IKEA, first of all, I got lost again. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured out how IKEA works. I just follow the crowd and pray I get to like the department I need to get to. So when I was in IKEA, you know, I like went to, like, I was walking on my way to the lamp section and my phone rings and it was my mom. So I picked it up and my mom was like, oh, how are you? Like, what's new? What's going on? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then I told her, I'm like, oh, I'm like out and about. I've been like getting stuff for the apartment. Like, you know, I've just, you know, so like my mom knows I've just been slowly updating things. And then I told her, I'm like, yeah, I'm in IKEA. I'm just here like to pick up the lamp that I liked. And then she flat out was like, oh, like, is there anything else like in IKEA that you really like? And I had told her, I was like, well, you know, I know what coffee table I want to get. It's just I need help like getting it into the apartment, and we need to coordinate, you know, a time for someone to come and help me with it. And then I told her that I also think I found the TV stand that I like, but again, like, I need help with that. And she's like, well, your father and I, like, we're not doing anything today. We can come down and help you out. And I'm like, oh. And she was like, yeah, like, if you want, like, because you'll have the people from IKEA, they can load things into your car. So, like, if you purchase, like, the coffee table and the end table and then load it into your car, like, have them load it, and then we'll meet you, and then we can help you build it. And then I was like, yeah, like, that would be awesome. And then on top of that, I had told her, like, you know, with the TV stand that I saw, like, I just need to measure to make sure it would fit. And she was like, okay, well, we can, you know, measure, and if it fits, then, you know, we'll go back to IKEA and pick it up and, like, whatever. Because honestly, like, I've just been putting money aside to make my big purchases. So, you know, it just made sense. So then, I got off the phone with her. I ended up getting my coffee table, my donut lamp, and my end table. And the end table is sort of like one of those like canvas baskets where like the top is like a hard wooden lid. So you can like store like blankets and stuff inside. So like that was not an issue for me to assemble. The table I needed help assembling. So anyway, I grabbed my stuff from IKEA, and then I ended up going into, because near my IKEA there was a Fortino's. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to run into the Fortino's because that's like, it is what it is. Fortino's is a really expensive grocery store in my opinion. But I was like, I only need a couple of items, so it is what it is. So I ran to Fortino's, grabbed my groceries, which was like low-key, people in line were probably like, what on earth are you planning to eat? Because it was literally a container of spinach, cucumbers, a pineapple, a big thing of cherry tomatoes, and Oreo birthday cake cookies. Yeah. Listen, I love cookies. I just haven't had time to bake any, so I'm like, I need my cookies. So anyway, I made my purchase. I could leave Fortino's, head home, start unloading my car, meet up with my parents, and then we spent Saturday afternoon building the furniture. And then we ended up going back out to IKEA to pick up the TV stand because when we measured everything, it fit. It's a larger piece of furniture, so it would not also fit in my car, and my parents have a van, so they came down to visit me in the van. No, I already did this color. What am I doing? There. So anyway, we went to pick up the TV stand, and then we find out that the TV stand is not in the warehouse. It's at their off-site warehouse, which was like a 5-minute drive from their location. So we end up getting the TV stand. Oh my gosh, it was a million pieces. It took us, I think, like almost 3.5 hours to build this thing, because one, it's very long, and I want something with like a lot of storage, so that like between building all the shelving and then the drawers and then putting in like all the tracks, and then my poor dad, he thought he had the right tools because he's like, it's IKEA, like I don't need to bring my whole toolbox. Well, unfortunately, he realized, yeah, I should have brought my full toolbox, because normally IKEA just gives you everything that you need, but I don't know, they didn't. So it took us much longer than what it should have taken. We ended up ordering a pizza and was like eating pizza and building. But like by the time everything was said and done, because then also like we had to move some of like the older furniture out and like obviously make space and rearrange the furniture, like, so my poor parents, by the time they left, it was like 10:30 at night, and I was like, oh god, like please be safe driving, like it's about an hour drive to get home, and like, you know, like that's a long day. And I am literally my parents, like everyone in my house, like we all follow the same sleep schedule where we all are early morning people, but we're not night people. So like normally, like I go to bed at around 9:30, 10. That's when they go to bed. They wake up at 5 in the morning for work. I wake up at 5 a.m. Like we just have the same schedule. So we were all so exhausted Saturday. But it was really nice seeing them. My family room really looks cozy. I just have, so all that's left for me to get now is a rug and the curtains, but I'm not too worried about that because one, I've gone without a rug for 4 years. Like the rug at this point is like a want, it's not a need. And the curtains, they do for now, but they definitely are very, like they're showing a lot of wear and tear. I've had them since I was like 19. Oh my gosh, these curtains, I'm 31 now. So I've had these curtains for 12 years. So yeah, but like I said, it's coming together, baby steps. I've been slowly picking away at updating things. But yeah, so that was Saturday. And then jump ahead to today, which is Sunday. I ended up, first of all, I went to bed really late last night because there was some cleaning that I needed to do after they left. I have this weird thing where like I don't like mess, and I like, even if it's not messy in my physical bedroom, if the apartment is messy, then I just can't sleep. Like I need things to be like somewhat more organized. So I ended up staying up late last night doing some last minute organizing, like just putting things back that we had moved. And like, I don't know what it is, like IKEA, the amount of recycling from like all the boxes and stuff. So I ended up doing like a late night recycling run. So the recycling and like so the recycling is outside of my building, but like the garbage chute is inside. So I did like a late night recycle run, which isn't the end of the world. It's sort of off to the side where the parking lot is. But I was so afraid of like a raccoon because right where the, like all the recycling bins are is also like the giant dumpster. And the giant dumpster is where we can put things if it's not going to fit down the garbage chute, because we are in an older building. So, and like the the garbage dump bin or whatever, no one ever closes the lid. So like, you never know if there's like an animal in there. So I was like sort of scared last night running out all this recycling. I was like, oh God, please, please no raccoon, because raccoons can be really mean. But then I was like, oh gosh, like what if there's an opossum? And I was like, why am I doing this right now? And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. It was just one of those things. It's one of my weird quirks. So anyway, I stayed up late last night. And then this morning, I didn't get out of bed till like almost 9, which was to be expected, but I need to do laundry. So I took my laundry downstairs. The laundry room in my apartment is in the basement. So I did my laundry. It didn't take me long to do because I was like really like go with it. But I did my laundry, tied up the apartment more. I still have to organize like all the cords with my entertainment unit, like hook back up my Nintendo Switch, my DVD player, yeah, and like organize some more of the furniture. But anyway, so I organized a bit of stuff, moved some things around, tidied up. Still haven't put up my fall decorations, so maybe sometime during the work week I'll get around to that. But yeah, and then because I stayed up so late, I think I didn't go to bed till almost 1:30 last night, like in the morning. I ended up falling asleep. I took a good decent nap, and then I woke up, made dinner, did some more crafting, and now I'm here filming my WIP'n chat. And to be honest, I'm tired. I feel like when I'm done this, I'm just gonna curl into bed and call it a night because I need to be up early tomorrow for work. But yeah, so that was my weekend. It's been chaotic. I'm gonna be honest, I have not done as much crafting as I would have liked to have done this weekend, which sucks, but at the same time, I've noticed that mentally I haven't been doing so well because when I start to like spiral, that's what I call it. So it's so funny. So when I'm at work, I'm really good at like staying focused. I get my stuff done. I'm very present. I'm very like on the ball. But then I always know that I'm starting to spiral mentally when I have a hard time focusing on things that are supposed to bring me joy and are supposed to relax me. So for me, what the signs that I know that I'm starting to spiral is when I need to like excessively start cleaning things and organizing, and when it affects my sleep. And I've worked really hard on like being able to identify when that's happening before it gets out of control, and that's something that I've been working really hard with. Okay team, I am back. I don't know what happened. The other I guess my old iPhone that I used to record on, it just randomly turned off. So I'm using my actual phone, which is probably why the camera looks better. Like I was saying, I noticed that I have started to spiral a bit with my mental health. And the trigger for me was when last night, not trigger, but the realization hit me last night when I went to bed at 1:30, and it was honestly because I felt like I had to tidy up my apartment and put things back from like moving all the furniture. But I've also noticed that like I'm also been struggling a lot this past week because I haven't had a whole lot of motivation to be working on my crafting. Um, like, while I enjoyed like going swimming on Wednesday and it was great, but like Thursday, Friday, like after work, I literally like was showering and sort of reading, trying to read, and at the same time also just like putting on my below deck and scrolling on my phone. Like I wasn't even like watching the show. Um, and typically for me, like when my TV show's on, I'm really focused on it. Like I'm not scrolling on my phone. I'm actually like watching it, or I'll be like diamond painting and watching. But I just wasn't paying proper attention to my show. Um, and I've also realized like this past week, I've been feeling really overwhelmed in my personal life. So like when I've been at work, I've been really focused, really into what I'm doing. But then the moment I come home, I've just been feeling very overwhelmed with actually wanting to sit down and do one of the activities that typically helps me relax. So one of the things that I noticed is like right now, when it comes to crafting, I've been feeling super overwhelmed, partially because I'm participating in two diamond painting two events. One of them is Drills and Chills, and the other one is the Cross Craft DP Along. And to be honest, I have not made any progress for any of these events. So for Drills and Chills, I kitted up Autumn Sunset, which is like a massive landscape. It's absolutely beautiful. But I've only done like 3 sections of it because one, it's super confetti heavy, and two, I think because like right now with my diamond painting, I've had this kitted up for a while, and I've also kitted it up, as you can see, like I'll put the lid on, but in my Creations Moraine trays. But what's bothering me is my labels keep falling off, and because my labels keep falling off, like they're losing their stickiness, it's starting to frustrate me, which is making me want to just like work on this, finish this, because my organization with this kit is not, like, I keep having to put labels back. Labels have like fallen off now, so now I just keep them, you know, in front of the tray tower. When things are like not organized, I get frustrated. So this weekend, as you can see, like I've done quite a bit of progress on this one because I just want it finished so that the labels are not all wonky. And like I know I can remake the labels, but I'm like, that's too much work. Like I'm just unmotivated at this point. And then with the Cross Craft Along, I just feel very lost. And it's not because I don't know what is expected or like how to participate. I think part of the problem is that I just haven't processed quite yet how the event works. And it doesn't help that Saturday I finally chose the coloring page I wanted to work on, and I finally posted my start photo. But then because Saturday was so busy, I just didn't get around to sitting and coloring. So I think partially right now I'm just overwhelmed because I have too many projects going on right now. And I think I'll feel a lot better once this kit is done, and then I can just organize my desk space, and then I can just focus on the other 2 projects. But then part of me is also like, it's just crafting. Like crafting is not meant to stress you out. So there's that. And then I think I've just been like, it's hitting me a lot harder right now with going back to work, because before when I would come home, like I had someone to talk about my day with. And right now, like, I don't have that. Like, I come home and it's just me. So it's been a lot of, like, I'm adjusting. Like, I'm getting used to my new schedule. And I think, like, because I don't have someone right now, like, to talk to right away, and I'm, like, still getting used to, you know, my evening and, like, a change of schedule, I've just been, like, go, go, go with, like, trying to clean things. And then because I'm doing so much, like, cleaning and organizing, then I just sort of shut down. And then I wake up and it repeats. So I don't know if this makes any sense. Like, I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. But honestly, I feel like I'm just, like, floating. Like, I'm just sort of, unless I'm at work, then I'm just sort of like, everything just feels like it's a fog, to be honest. But yeah, so that's what's been going on outside of all the craziness with organizing my apartment, with all the, like, my crafting. I think part of it too is, like, the craft space is still a mess. Because this office, it didn't help that yesterday, anything that we needed to move, we just stuck it in the office. So now the office, I did tidy it up, I organized it what I could, but it still feels very messy to me. Which, again, like, when things are messy, it bugs me. I have a hard time dealing with clutter and mess. So yeah, I'm going through it again. But I mean, on the bright side, I do have a good support system. I do have strategies in place to help me when I'm feeling heavy like this. So it'll get better. I know it will, but this is just how it works in my life. I have periods where I'm good and things are happy and things just feel good, and then I have periods where where things just get a little messy. That's what I call it, messy. And I just need time to reset. But yeah, so I think though that, like, I'll give myself, like, this week. Next week I have my therapy appointment. I've been in therapy for 5 years. So I definitely have a good list of strategies to help me, and I have a lot of good coping strategies, but at least I've able to identify when I'm, you know, not doing my best mentally. So with that being said, I'm hoping this week I can start trying to get out of my little funk, start, you know, feeling more like myself. And I'm hoping to actually spend time, sit down, properly figure out what is going on with this crafting stuff, because I honestly don't even know what's going on with Drills and Chills. I haven't watched any of the videos. I haven't entered for anything. I don't even think I entered for anything for the cross craft event. I actually don't know. I really don't know anymore. So yeah, I think, well, okay, it's fine. That's the motto. But I definitely think I just need to finish this project and then just go back to doing only having one diamond painting at a time, and that is it. Because having two things kitted up is, like, no good for me. I'm also, like, just randomly pulling out trays at this point because I don't even know what is happening. So yeah, so I think that's that. On the bright side, I am really looking forward to working on the coloring page. I can actually show you it. Hold on, let me just grab the coloring book. Wait. So the coloring page I decided to work on was this one here. It's from Joanna Basford's book, World of Flowers. So I decided to work on this one. I still have to start it, as you can see. Now, in terms of my WIP'n chats, I'm gonna be honest, I will not be featuring my coloring in my WIP'n chats, mainly because I color with pencil crayons, and I like my pencil crayons to be super sharp. And I do have an electric pencil sharpener, but I feel like because I like my pencil crayons super sharp, and because Joanna Basford's pages are super detailed, I will be sharpening pencil crayons literally all the time. And I don't think that would be something we need to hear in a WIP'n chat. So I will post progress on my coloring page on my Instagram. And I'll just keep WIP'n chats to just diamond painting. I also, for whatever reason, when I'm coloring, I am not a fancy colorer. I don't know how to blend colors. I just pick a color and I go for it. Because for me, coloring is just sort of relaxing. I am not the person to ask about, you know, what pencil crayons blend well, what, I know people are like soft versus like a hard blend. I don't know. Like, I just color. But don't get me wrong, I really like pretty pencil crayons. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's what's been going on with my crafting and everything else. I just am, like I said, I'm all over the place, but I think I'm just going to use this week to get organized. Which, talking about this week, the one thing that is organized is on Thursday, my post review of Cancer by Carissa Bug is coming out. And what else is happening this week? That's it. I just have that video. I have no appointments. I have to still sign up for my swimming on Wednesday. But yeah, oh no. See, like, I'm losing more labels. This is why I get frustrated. Ugh, such a disaster. Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be working on getting this kit done because it's driving me bonkers, these labels. Which it's funny because for whatever reason, and these are like the Avery labels. So I don't know why they're not sticking. Considering like when I kitted up like my Diamond Art Club or my paint gem in these, the labels stick no problem. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna look at this next section. It's already 9 p.m. Something tells me I'll leave this. Yes, I think I'm gonna leave this. I'll deal with this tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow after work, I'll like try and finish this. But yeah, so anyway, why is this not, there we go. Okay. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap up my video here. I'm gonna turn off the light so we can see, but it is coming along. One thing that I do really like is that I did add in special drills. So I'm adding in that little extra sparkle because this kit didn't come with any special drills. But yeah, so if you enjoyed today's very rambly, all over the place WIP'n chat, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I solemnly swear my WIP'n chats are not this meh. But yeah, so please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content or coloring content, which I'm slowly adding that to my Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting and happy crafting. Bye everyone.